Hi guys, this is just a quick word of warning. Um, it was about 2 days ago I received this word, and I didn't know what God was initially talking about. He just showed me like a puppet, and then he showed me like a puppet master that was like controlling this puppet. And the puppet master like had all the strings around his fingers, but the strings were attached to like the puppet's arms, puppet's legs, puppet's head. Like, so everything that this master was doing, the puppet master, the puppet was like, complying to it, not understanding that they were like under control. So again, I got this word 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago? Around 2 days or 3 days ago. And I didn't know what God was initially trying to tell me. I just knew that it had to do with like control, okay? Some type of control going on. And I knew it had to do with witchcraft, manipulation, for a fact. I knew 100%. I just didn't have the full word. So I have the full word. I know what's completely going on. Right now, there is a huge ritual being done, and it's like it's a hypnosis type of ritual, and it's a controlling form of ritual. It's a hypnosis type of ritual, and it's to try to get people to do what they want them to do. So there's specific witches and occultists and warlocks who are controlling spirits and using spirits to try to control these spirits to do what they want to do, and they're sending these spirits to affect people. So they're summoning up certain spirits around this time, and they're sending these spirits out to people to try to affect them. The spirit, you may notice that, like, if you're under, if let's just say you're affected by the spirit, if you're affected by the spirit, you'll notice that you're like really moody, you're angry, and you don't know why. Or you may feel a sense of like, it feels like there's someone controlling your heart, like someone's like there's something controlling your heart or your mind, and it's like you're not normally an angry person, you're not normally an aggravated person, but everything is aggravating you for some reason. You maybe have some brain fog where you can't think straight, okay? Another sign of this is your dreams. You'll notice that back to back in your dreams, there are certain things going on in your dreams that you have no control over. So it's like certain things that you would never in your life even do, or certain things that are against your personality and characteristics. You're noticing that you're doing these things in your dream, and you're like, what the heck? I'm not that kind of person. So for instance, you may be someone that's not like, you don't like to fight people, but for some reason you've been having a lot of dreams of you fighting people and beating people up, and you're like, wait, that's not me. I'm not that kind of person. Why am I having dreams of this? Or you may be in a specific dream chasing after specific, a bunch of different men or a bunch of different women if you're a man, and you're like, wait, I have a person. I don't do stuff like this. Like, I don't ever cheat. Like, I don't condone infidelity. But you're noticing that these things are happening, but you have no control over them in your dreams. And it's like, for instance, when you're very sensitive in the spirit and you are gifted and discerned, you know how to a certain extent control your actions in your dreams. Because, for instance, if there's like a demon in the dream and you see it, you being discerned and strong in the spirit, you would know, okay, there's a demon. I mean, cancel, rebuke, and denounce it. So you would literally tell yourself in the dream, oh, cancel, rebuke, and denounce this, and pray. Da, 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 da. So you would tell yourself to do something like this because you understand that that is something that you normally do, right? In this instance, it's like there's certain things that you're doing that you would not normally do, or there's certain things that people are doing that they would not normally do. And this is happening a lot in the spiritual realm in the dream, where you're noticing that, like, for some reason you're listening to people in the dreams. In your dream, you're listening to them, you're following their instructions, and you're not even discerning properly like you used to. That's because there's a hypnosis spell that's being done. When that happens, you got to wake up, cancel, denounce, and rebuke it. That is a hypnosis spell. The hypnosis spell is like a puppet spell. Okay, I call that the puppet spell. Because when they do the hypnosis spell, it's like they either use spirits to torment you and to manipulate you into doing things, or they will try to manipulate you themselves. So they will usually, in this case, they will use like a voodoo doll or something like that, right? And this is how they cause turmoil, arguments, and stuff. They also do this with people around you. So, for instance, let's say you're having a really good day and things are going well for you. They may do this spell, this manipulative spell on someone like your sister or your brother that you live with, or your cousin, and you'll notice that this person is coming up against you and fighting you for no reason. You're like, wait, where did this come from? Why are you all of a sudden now fighting me. You're just happy with me. Now you're angry with me. You're yelling at me. Where did this come from? They manipulate and they use people. If they cannot use you because you're smart enough to get up and discern, you're smart enough to rebuke and denounce, even if in the dream or in the spiritual world, even if like, you know, you may have been manipulated, did something that you're not supposed to do, and you're like, man, I know this is a spell. I know this is a demonic spirit that's trying to possess me or trying to take over my spirit. I got to get up and rebuke it. And you get up and actually rebuke it. You're smart enough to do that, right? So because they know that you're smart enough to get up and rebuke it, so you're not manifesting it in the physical, you're not claiming what they're doing to you or receiving what they're doing to you, they will use people around you who are not smart enough to rebuke it, or who are not, I wouldn't say smart enough. I would say more like who are not discerned and who are not knowledgeable in this sense when it comes to these things. They will use these people to come up after you, and they won't even know why they're coming up against you. They won't even know why they're attacking you. They won't even know why they're doing it. They just may feel like hatred in their heart towards you, and that's a spirit. When someone is really hateful or vengeful and angry about someone, that is, it's not physical. We're not battling against flesh and blood, but we're battling against the principalities. The spirit, the demonic spirit that these witches or warlocks summon up and use, that spirit will manipulate someone and will literally make someone feel hate towards you, and they don't know where the hate came from, right? And remember, but their heart would have already had to been like, you know, tempted to dislike you in the first place. So that's the only way the door can be open for that spirit to be used to make them come up against you, right? But at the same time, they won't understand what's going on. They'll just know that they really hate your guts and they don't know why. And then they'll try to do everything in their power to come up against you, to hurt you, email you, message you, text you, say nasty things to you, whatever it is that they need to do, yell in your face, whatever, right? They don't even know they're being manipulated by the spirit. The spirit couldn't use you because you're wise enough to get up and rebuke and denounce and cancel it. So you're not receiving it. So what the spirit is going to do is the spirit's going to try to use someone else. This is a part of a ritual. This is a part of voodoo. This is part of a voodoo tactic, and they use voodoo dolls for this, but they also use spirits for this as well, right? So this is happening a lot. You'll like, and here's the thing: how they'll get people to come up after you is they will send monitoring spirits to pretend they're you, and they'll have these spirits going into specific dreams and pretending that they're you and trying to make people think that you're up against them or you're trying to hurt them, and then they'll start attacking you. Then there's going to be the spirit of accusations, and the devil is the accuser. So the spirit's going to make these people accuse you, or if it's not accusations, make them try to fight you, try to yell at you, try to tarnish you. If it's not that, they'll try to do it to you, as in like the person that's doing the spell will try to do it to you. But again, if you're wise enough to discern, to denounce, rebuke, and cancel this, then they're going to use someone who's not wise enough to do all that, right? So be very just alert when it comes to this. It's a huge hypnosis thing. This is a part of a humiliation ritual. So there's like many categories this falls under, but like I said, I mainly call this like the puppet spell, which is like the hypnosis spell, but it also falls into the category of humiliation ritual, because what happens is there ends up being a lot of humiliation. If it's not you that they're humiliating because they can't get to you, they're humiliating the people that are being used. You get what I'm saying? To come up after you, basically, right? So be mindful of this. And how you'll also know that something is wrong is because you'll notice like your heart. You'll be like, man, I'm such a good person at heart. Like, you know, usually things like this won't bother me, but for some reason this specific thing is bothering me and I don't know why. Like, you know, that's how you know that someone is doing a spell and trying to get at your heart. Remember, I tell you guys all the time, the heart is one of the most important organs of the body. One of the most, right? And once your heart is beautiful, your spirit is beautiful, you will have access to many things relating to God. Okay? Evil people envy those that have good hearts. And this is why a reference of this is to what David was saying was when he said, God, my enemies are coming at me to shoot arrows at the upright in heart. Why does David say they're shooting arrows at the upright in heart? Because the people that are attacking us, they know that the upright in heart have access to God, because God says himself, blessed are those who are pure in the heart. You know, blessed are those pure in the heart, for they shall see God. So the enemies know that you being upright is what's allowing you to have specific access. So they're trying to take that from you. They're trying to turn you cold or turn you bitter or make you become like them. I want you to receive what is rightfully yours, okay? Another reference of this, God showed me this the other day, and it's Snow White. The reason why he showed me Snow White, and I understand that he was preparing me for this word when he showed me the vision of Snow White. You remember, Snow White has a big heart, okay? But remember something. When the evil queen was looking in the mirror and she was talking to a demon in the mirror, remember that demon that was in the mirror? She was talking to the demon that was in the mirror, and she was basically confirming exactly what I'm telling you guys about, like, the puppet master ritual. She was manipulating the demon and asking the demon to do things for her. Okay, that's what they do. They summon up these spirits, these witches, and then they present specific requests to these spirits and ask the spirits to do certain things for them. So when this witch from Snow White was looking in the mirror, she was asking the spirit questions about Snow White's life, who's the fairest of them all, blah 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 blah. And the demon in the mirror was telling her everything that she needed to know. But also, she found out that the reason why Snow White was blessed was because of her beautiful heart, right? Her beautiful heart. And this is why when the witch sent the huntsman to go after Snow White, now look at this. The witch is now demanding the demon in the mirror to give her answers as to what's going on. And she's also telling the demon in the mirror what to do. That's given the specific spirit instructions. Not only is she controlling the demon in the mirror and asking the demon in the mirror what to do, but now she's controlling the huntsman. Now she's using someone physically that knows of how Snow White, that, you get what I'm saying? Now she's trying to use a physical person and trying to control them to go after Snow White. So now she sends the huntsman after Snow White. The huntsman has a change of heart and couldn't kill her. But remember something. When she sent the huntsman to go after Snow White, what did she request the huntsman to bring back? She told the huntsman to bring back Snow White's heart. Why does she want Snow White's heart? Because her heart is evil. Her heart is bitter. Snow White has a good heart. She knows that Snow White's heart is worth gold. Snow White's heart is big. So she wanted Snow White's heart because she wanted to do a ritual with Snow White's heart. She wants Snow White's heart. She was jealous of Snow White's heart, right? That's why she told the huntsman, bring back Snow White's heart. The huntsman couldn't do it. He had to change of heart. So he ended up bringing a pig's heart back to her instead, right? To fool her, right? But that's what I mean when I say, last week God showed me a vision of Snow White and I didn't understand why he was showing me the vision. Then I would say, like, some days after he showed me that vision, he showed me a vision of someone, operating a puppet and using the strings to operate a puppet, control the puppet. And I knew that was related to witchcraft. And I also knew it was connected to Snow White, but I didn't know what the full word was. Then last night, he showed me some more things about it in the spirit relating to how they're using the same specific ritual to manipulate people in the dream. So not only are they controlling specific spirits to try to send these spirits to people to affect them, affect their hearts, but they're also sending people. These spirits are also manipulating people to come up after those who are upright in the heart, similar to what David said, like I said earlier, how David said, God, they are sending, the evil are shooting arrows at the upright in heart, because the upright in heart have something very valuable, their heart. So these people, again, like I tell you guys all the time, they cannot steal or take or block a blessing from you. The only way a blessing of yours can be blocked or can be sabotaged is if you do it yourself. And because they can't do it, they will try to manipulate you into self-sabotaging. So they will try to get you to turn bitter, turn cold-hearted, or to do things that you would not normally do to get yourself in trouble, to self-sabotage yourself. And that's why I tell you guys all the time, be upright in the heart despite what's going on. Always pray to God and ask God to cleanse your heart, renew your heart every single day, to renew your heart every day. Ask him to renew your heart, right? But I want to just give you guys this warning that there's specific witches. That's what they're doing. And God showed me this in the spirit last night. But again, I didn't really know how to put everything together. And then this morning is when I remembered the puppet, the Snow White, and I connected the dots. I'm like, okay, that's what God was showing me last night. So that's what they're doing, okay? So when you go to bed and you pray at night, always ask God to renew your heart and cancel, denounce, and rebuke any hypnosis, any humiliation rituals, any puppet master rituals that they're trying to do to your life, okay? Or trying to do to those who are around you, okay? I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.